Welcome to Sanibel Island, Florida. We just spent 2 amazing days exploring this little slice of paradise. Sanibel is packed with coastal charm, wildlife, and some of the best shelling beaches in the world. Let's dive into our perfect 2-day itinerary for Sanibel. Sanibel Island is located just off the southwest coast of Florida near Fort Myers. It's connected to the mainland by a scenic causeway and is known for its laid-back vibe and incredible natural beauty. Best known for its world-class shelling, white sand beaches, and untouched natural beauty. With no high-rises, no traffic lights, and miles of scenic bike trails, the island offers a peaceful escape that feels like stepping back in time. We arrived on the island just after noon and headed straight to our first stop, Ding Darling Wildlife Refuge. The Ding Darling Wildlife Refuge is part of the largest undeveloped mangrove ecosystem in the United States and is world famous for spectacular migratory bird populations. The JN Ding Darling National Wildlife Refuge came into existence in 1945 as the Sanibel National Wildlife Refuge to preserve and protect migratory bird habitats. J. Norwood Ding Darling is a well-known conservationist and a political cartoonist from 1900 to 1949 and was instrumental in creating the refuge. We began our trip at the Education Center. During our visit, the exhibits were still closed due to the hurricane restoration projects, but you can still get park information, brochures, and visit the gift shop. And fun fact, they were also voted as America's Best Bathroom in 2018 for their artistic and educational exhibit that introduces visitors to the refuge wildlife and habitat in a fun way as you approach and use the bathrooms. After picking up our maps and souvenirs and visiting the Learning Loos, we made our way over to the Wildlife Drive. There are several ways to explore this park. You can drive, hike, bicycle, or even take the tram tour of the Wildlife Drive. The Wildlife Drive is open every day except Fridays. It is closed on Fridays to give the wildlife a little bit of break from the traffic. Cost to enter the Wildlife Drive is just $10 per vehicle and $1 per bike or pedestrian. Children 15 and under are free. So what we found out that it is $10 to enter the Wildlife Drive, but if you have a America the Beautiful National Park Pass like we do, you can actually use that for your entrance fee into the Wildlife Drive. Yes, one of these. So if you have one of these, that will take care of your entrance fee into the Wildlife Drive. So we are excited. We just got this like in March and it's already paying for itself. Definitely worth it if you do go and see a lot of national parks. But let's head in. But before we got too far, we came across the first trail that starts right next to the entrance booth. Just at the entrance fee, like little booth here, there's actually a trail that leads to an observation stand. Or an observation tower that is at the end of this. The Indigo Trail is a 4-mile out and back trail, but just a 1/4 mile down the trail is an educational boardwalk with a 2-story observation pavilion. Since this is an educational boardwalk, you can learn about different wildlife, scat, and tracks as you explore. The observation tower provides a great view of the freshwater area where alligators and nesting birds live. And there are signs here to help you identify the different birds of the refuge. But we caught sight of another animal hanging out in the trees. That was a cool observation point. We got to see an iguana that was hanging out over by the water. So now it's time to go and check out the rest of the Wildlife Drive. Along the drive, you'll see birds living in the mangrove estuary depending on the season and the tide. In the winter, like January and February, you'll see the most birds, as well as during the spring and fall migrations. During the summer, you'll see year-round resident birds such as herons, egrets, osprey, pelicans, roseate spoonbills, cormorants, and anhingas. No matter what time of year, birding is always best at low tide because the water level is low enough for the birds to feed. So we are here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's probably not the best time to be doing this wildlife drive because most of the animals are probably someplace cooler right now than, you know, hanging out in the heat of the sun. So I'm sure that this is probably a lot prettier in the morning time when we're only a mile in, so maybe we'll see some more. The wildlife drive is 4 miles long and hard paved and is one way only. The speed limit is 15 miles per hour. It takes about 2 hours if you're like us and make frequent stops along the way. There are fishing stations along the way if you do want to fish, and also a couple spots to launch kayaks. At about the halfway point is another observation tower overlooking the main bird feeding area. Of course, we had to stop and climb the tower. We saw all kinds of fish and birds in this area. It is a great spot to stop and observe all of the amazing wildlife.
Where's he going?
Oh, hi. Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Where's he going?
He's just showing off. That's what he's doing. The refuge provides important wetland, mangrove, marsh, and upland habitat for approximately 250 species of birds, 51 species of reptiles and amphibians, and 32 species of mammals. If you do want to do the tram tour, they are about an hour and a half long and cost $18 per adult and $10 per child, and can be booked online through Tarpon Bay Explorers. After the observation tower, we came to Collins Point, which tells the story of how the wildlife drive came to be. The salt marsh mosquito. Ever wonder how the wildlife drive came to be? You can thank mosquitoes. Their solution was to use drag lines to create drainage ditches. I guess a lot of this is man-made then. All these ditches and everything that you see here were all created. Near the end of the drive is the Wolford Keys Trail. This is a short quarter-mile trail to the edge of the bay where you can fish or watch wildlife. After exploring Ding Darling, we made a quick ice cream stop at the Magic Bus, which just so happened to be right next to our Airbnb. For the next 2 nights, we'll be staying at the Parrot's Nest in the Parakeet Cabin. All right, we got a cute little Airbnb. Looks like it's overlooking kind of like a common area over here. And then we have a bathroom. Nice newly renovated bathroom.
Yeah, it's not as nice as the last place.
Not as nice as our last one, but it still has like a, this is cute, it has a full-size kitchen. Has like granite countertops. Yeah. It's not as big as our last one was, but still. Alright, so I think these are the bikes that we're able to borrow while we're here on the island. They do have bicycles available to borrow that come included with your stay. We didn't end up using them because everything we wanted to do was either a short walking distance away or all the way on the other side of the island. Plus, you're not allowed to take them on the beach, so it didn't really make much sense for us to use them. There's a variety of beach gear here available to use, including the beach carts and toys for playing in the sand. as well as a laundry room here available for use between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. and a shell cleaning station here to clean off your shell haul. Yeah, I'm excited. I hope I find some sand dollars. Those are my favorites. Maybe even like this baby, these little baby conch shells are so cute. I might take this one actually. Nobody claims it. I might take that one home because that's cute. After getting settled into our cabin, we decided to walk over to the Lighthouse, which is less than a mile walk away. The Sanibel Island Lighthouse was built in 1884. The light is 98 feet above sea level and sits atop an iron skeleton tower. However, in 2022, Sanibel was devastated by Hurricane Ian and severely damaged the station. Both the keepers' houses and all of the surrounding buildings were completely destroyed. The tower itself lost one leg but still remained standing. After seeing the lighthouse, we walked the beach back towards our cabin, collecting shells along the way. Sanibel is world famous for its amazing shell beaches, and it is widely known as the Seashell Capital of the world. This reputation is due to the island's unique geography, which allows a high concentration of diverse and well-preserved seashells to wash ashore. The gentle surf and a relatively shallow offshore shelf contributes to the abundance and pristine condition of the shells found on the island's beaches. Oh my god, look! I found a whole conch shell! I found a whole conch shell! I've never seen so many shells on a beach before. So many shells! I feel like we're in a Pixar film right now.
Here you coming a mile away.
Oh, stop making fun of my shells. We finished off our first day with dinner at Doc Ford's Rum Bar and Grilled. We enjoyed the fried calamari, oysters on the half shell, and Noah got the redfish bowl while I got the Yucatan shrimp. And it was a delicious end to our day. Good morning! It is officially sunrise here in Sanibel Island, and we are at Blind Pass Beach. We came here this early because it is low tide, so this is one of the best times to be able to find shells. So we're gonna head out over to the seashore and see if we can find any. Oh my goodness! Look at all these shells! Is this a full conch shell? Look at this conch shell! Look at that! It's perfect! That one! Here's another one that's also perfect! I've already found 2 full conch shells, 2 whole ones. I just got out here. Look at that!
You're just happy as a clam.
Yeah! Ooh, this one's like perfect. Look at that.
Oh, there's a
There's another conch shell. Wow, that's
that
perfect.
just washed up.
Look at that. It's perfect. Look at how perfect that is. Why do so many shells wash up on the beach here? That is the question.
Wow, look at all those seashells.
Look at all those seashells. Oh my god, I'm having so much fun. Like, I'm getting shells all in my flip-flops, but you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. Ah, God. I have seashells all in my flip-flops. See? That is what I'm walking in right there. All of these seashells just cutting the bottom of my feet.
The Women's Beach. So this one must not be as popular in the morning as the other one. Yeah, there's tons of parking.
Tons of parking. Look at these beautiful mangroves. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a pretty little beach.
It is.
Shells.
More shells. Look at this one.
And it's begun.
I don't see so many conch shells on this beach as we did on the other one.
I think the other one was the hot spot. Oh, geez.
And that's not all of them either. No, there's more. These are just the ones that we got from the blind pass. After spending the morning enjoying a couple of Sanibel's amazing beaches, we decided to escape the heat by visiting the Bailey Matthews National Shell Museum and Aquarium. The admission is $12 for adults, $10 for seniors and veterans, $8 for youth ages 12 to 17, $7 for children 5 to 11, and free for kids under 5 and active military. On the first floor is the Living Gallery of Aquariums and Marine Life. This exhibit first opened in 2020 and is where you can see living mollusks and other marine animals. There are tons of aquariums and a couple of interactive touch pools with approximately 60 species of animals. Mollusks are the star of the show here, and you can learn all about their shells, anatomy, and how they grow and develop. Okay, so this sign says, "Please touch." So I'm going to touch. Whoa, is this real? Wow.
Mexico and parts of tropical western Atlantic Ocean.
The snail constantly polishes the glossy shield around the shell opening. Wow, that's cool. I can't believe that's real.
It's a real shell.
That's insane. On the second floor are the special exhibitions and the Great Hall of Shells. During our visit was an exhibit about shells and fashion with a fascinating look into how shells have been used in fashion dating all the way back to the ancient cultures. There was also an exhibit showcasing the amazing abalone shells, which have a diversity of color, pattern, and visual impact that is matched by very few others. Their iridescent quality is prized for jewelry, decorations, and mother of pearl. Another exhibit features the stunning photography of Amy Tripp, who has a gift for finding and photographing some amazing mollusks.
You would have been underwater. So that's what destroyed the Great Shell Hall exhibit.
And I'm 5'5", so... The Great Hall of Shells was unfortunately badly damaged during Hurricane Ian and was still being reinstalled during our visit. The newly renovated Great Hall of Shells is scheduled to reopen in summer of 2025 and will feature approximately 3,000 specimens including world record size shells, deep sea species, land snails, and ancient fossils. So we just finished at the Shell Museum and it was such a fun experience. It was a lot of different shells. Unfortunately, the Great Hall of Shells was taken out by Hurricane Ian, and so they're still in the process of rebuilding it. They did tell us that it's going to be open this summer, hopefully. So if you are going to be visiting in the summer, then you have a chance of possibly seeing it open. So if you do go this summer, let me know down in the comments below and let me know how it turns out. It looks like it's going to be incredible, but it's a great little place to go and learn about the seashells that you're picking up on the beach while you're here. So I picked up one of these shell identification cards from the Shell Museum so I can identify the shells that I picked up. Look at how awesome this is, and I love that it's laminated so you could take it on the beach with you if you want to know what kind of shells you picked up. I think it was like $8 for this, which is a little pricey, but it's an awesome like laminated little guide. It's perfect to take to the beach with you. I think it was worth it. Maybe that is this here?
Maybe.
A minor jackknife? Yeah, there you go. That's almost an exact replica. After the museum, we relax in our cottage for a few hours until 6 o'clock, which is when low tide is scheduled to happen. So we made our short walk back over to the Lighthouse beach to enjoy the sunset while continuing our shell treasure hunt. Look at how low the tide is. The seaweed is where the water usually is. Crazy. We finished the day with dinner at Mudbugs, a delicious Cajun-style restaurant with a fun Mardi Gras-inspired atmosphere. Yeah, last dinner here in Sanibel, so excited to have some Cajun food. Look at that. Gigantic crawfish.
Lobsters.
I know. Thank you for joining us on our adventure to Sanibel Island. If you enjoyed this video, we would love it if you would hit the like button and subscribe if you would like to see more of our adventures in Florida and beyond. Before we go, we want to give a huge shout out to our channel members. Your support means the world to us, and it's because of you that we can continue creating amazing adventures like this one. We are so incredibly grateful to have you on our journey. Our 2 days in Sanibel actually came at the very end of our road trip through South Florida. If you would like to see how our week-long journey began, then check out our video on Biscayne National Park that just popped up on the screen. Until next time.